so we have to wait until Sunday. But I guess if the outcome is more or less a hung parliament and a situation in which neither of the blocs has a clear majority, that will reduce some uncertainty, and at least until 2027, the date of the presidential elections, will make the job of the central bank a little bit easier than having a declared anti-European party in power.
When it comes to other political uncertainties, we clearly need to watch the United States. It seems that Trump will be the new president from November onwards. What does this mean? I mean, also trade policy-wise.
I mean, it's not a done deal, yes. But I mean, the uncertainty has decreased. Actually, it's likely going to be Trump if nothing changes. It means that we'll certainly have, in terms of the international economic policies, trade policies, and all of that, a much more confrontational approach. I mean, he has said he wants to raise tariffs by 10% on everything, and about much larger amounts expelled on China. So that's certainly going to put some sand in the wheels of transatlantic relations. There's obviously the big Ukraine issue. I think one of the biggest dangers of a Trump presidency is that he will propose some kind of deal to freeze or end the conflict, the war in Ukraine, that Europeans are not going to like. And then, throwing Ukraine under the bus, the Europeans will have to decide what to do. So I think on that side, there's a lot of uncertainty.
Yeah, a lot also will probably push, or should phrase it differently. I think the defense spending will be affected as well. So does that have as well reinflationary effects in your view?
Look, I think Europe definitely needs to do much more on defense, organize its defense to realize all the efficiency gains and economies of scale of doing it together instead of doing it as 27. We're spending roughly 3 times as much per year as Europeans on defense as Russia does, and it doesn't feel that the security and military might we get in return is sufficient. I think it was a very bad policy that we've waited for far too long, and we're still kind of clinging onto the idea that the Article 5 commitments, or the mutual defense guarantees, will not be touched under President Trump. That might well be true, but he's certainly going to use it as a bargaining chip, and Europe will be in a very weak position when he proposes tariffs and says, like, well, if you don't accept my proposal, I'm going to do this and that, or not for Ukraine.
Yeah, I already hear that, actually. And when you listen to him on the campaign trail, it's quite clear that this is going to happen. May I bring you back to Germany, because clearly you're based in Germany and you're also German, and also about to talk about the likelihood that this current coalition will not last, because there is an ongoing speculation that because of all the problems, all the discussion, we could see an early election as well in Germany. What do you think?
It's a possibility. I don't think it's very likely. I think there's a strong incentive for this coalition, as weak as it was in many respects, to stick together for another year. No one wants to lose these jobs and majorities in Parliament. And so I think the most likely scenario is they will agree on some kind of budget that will not be the right budget, not the appropriate budget for the future of Germany or for what the country needs, and then also what macroeconomically would be sensible. But it will be the thinnest compromise they can agree on. And so we will basically sleepwalk for another year.